Good morning. Happy Friday. All the empathic, sensitive souls out there. How are we all doing? How has the week treated you? Well, it's been topsy-turvy. That energy has been wild this week. On Monday, we drew the wide open card. You are free to express your uniqueness to the world and share in all the bounty of life's endless possibilities. Were we jealous? Were we envious? Possessiveness? Were you closed off, or was somebody else around you closed off? Were you holding a tight grip onto something, trying to make it into what you wanted it to be? Did you loosen the grip up a little bit? Because what is truly yours will always come to you. Remember that old saying, I don't know, it was from a cartoon version from the 70s. If you love something, let it free. If it's yours, it'll come back, that kind of thing. And that's what this card is talking about. Don't tighten that grip so hard and try to hold on to everything and be possessive of everything. Loosen that grip and let everything flow. What is truly meant to be in your life will either stay with you, leave and come back, and if it left, then it never was truly yours to start with. Don't try to force a door. Don't try to push your way through. Don't excuse me, don't try to force others to see your point of view. And it's a struggle, especially for me at work, because there's always more than one way to skin the cat, right? There's always more than one way to do something, and each of us have a different perspective on what the steps we take and what the outcome will be. Is it all okay? According to the customer, if they're not complaining and coming back to me saying, hey, why did you do this? Then it's okay. Now, I have a coworker, a lead, that is adamant that everything has to be done her way and her way only. A lot of people call that's a control freak or I cannot even talk this morning, a micro manager. And yes, there's right and wrong ways, but in the end, our main goal is to get everything to our floor and in the process, the correct order that the customer wants and what works good for the flow on our floor. Manufacturing, it's always a balancing act between customer and how the lines run. And there's the right way, there's her way, which she considers the right way, and then there's, but why? And nobody ever likes to be questioned, right? So loosening that grip, that tight hold, and stop being so overly possessive. And I understand where it comes from when you're faced with a life and death health crisis and you survive that. Your brain doesn't think you have control over your own life, so you control everything around you. And I can understand that. But there comes a point in time where you're still living in fight or flight, and you need to let that go. You need to look at the wide open spaces. You need to, and it's hard. Oh, I get it. And I catch myself doing the same thing. No, you got to do it this way. And my boss told me that once. He goes, well, you're very rigid in how you do things. I'm rigid within the constraints of what the system allows us to do. There are certain steps that you have to take in order for the outcome to be correct. Especially, I'm in payables, I pay the bills. If I don't take the certain steps a certain way, things aren't going to work out in the end, and you're going to create a bigger problem, and then it's more time and energy to fix it. So yes, I am very rigid in the steps that I take because it makes life so much easier in the long run. Are there different ways to do it? I had not found any. Well, since that time, things have changed with our computer system. Things are a lot different. So I don't have to have a white knuckle grip on the path that I take to finish the work, which is so nice. But I had to stop and really think about, am I being that rigid in my thinking that you can't do things differently? And I'm the type of person that will try out every scenario and which is the best, the fastest, the easiest to get from A to B 100% accurate and not create issues and have to fix them. Because I don't like fixing the problems because that's just, oh, it takes way too much time. And I came up with a plan or a steps to take in order to achieve that. Now, are there other ways that you could go about doing that? Sure, but it'll take you longer, and we're all about speed and accuracy, right? So it was a learning moment for me where I had to go back and really think about my own self of how do I handle this. Now there's training, right? When either I train somebody or somebody trains me. I like to know how the system works behind the scenes, because then that dictates how I handle making adjustments or fixing a problem or getting it to work the way it needs to work. And this latest round of training, I didn't get that. So I'm kind of still up in the air about how the whole thing works and flows together. I know the basics from the background from before, but how everything finagles together and the new steps that other people have to take and their responsibilities, that I don't know. But I flow with it, and it is what it is. And if I make a mistake, then I call somebody to help me fix it, because these are steps that I don't know yet. We are getting another new system, part of the system, in what I do for the majority of my job. And it's like going from, if anybody remembers the old DOS IBM programs, to working on the web or working on having the internet. Wow, right? That was a huge change. I don't know how we're going to do that. And look at us now. Woo! We still use the DOS programs. They run the basis of everything, but our programs fly up on a web page and away we go. And we're making changes and adjustments and a new program, even though the new program has to do everything that we currently do. They just want to switch it from the DOS-based programs to the web-based programs, which, fine, but there's a steep learning curve. And at home here, I have a touch screen, so a lot of times I'll poke at the screen, and my computers at work don't have touch screens, so it's not working. So there's this huge learning curve, and I have to loosen that grip of my own insecurities, holding them tight. I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it, to, oh, these are my worries, and I know there's a way around it. I just don't know what it is yet. And change is always hard, especially for those of us that our nervous system settles on the status quo. And if there's a change involved, it's pretty scary for us. Did this work for you this week? Did this resonate? Did it ring any bells? Wide open spaces. You're free to be you. Don't hold objects, things, thoughts so tight in a grip that you choke the life out of them. A lot of times you have to, and it's so hard because that is who we are, and if we loosen the grip, then who are we? But it's okay, because you're awesome the way you are. Is there room for improvement? Well, of course there always is, but be solid in who you are, that you are safe, that you are okay, and you're free to be you. My niece is struggling with her son at school. He is autistic. I don't know if there's a look for people who are autistic versus those who are not. Are they supposed to look different? Are they supposed to, wear a badge that says I'm autistic? He looks like a normal child, right? But he has autistic tendencies. So he holds himself all day long. And for any 13-year-old boy, that's a world record, right? Because boys have a tendency to not be able to do that. I can't do that. So he holds himself and masks so he's normal for the majority of the day, and the last hour of the day he can't do it anymore. So his autistic tendencies start to come out because he can't he doesn't have the energy to control it. So what's the teacher's solutions? Let's medicate the kid. He's finally being his authentic self. He's finally trying to not disrupt the class, but he's himself. Some young man explained it as trying to stifle a yawn. It is something that you have to do. And his is he has a boop or a beep or he has some kind of noise that he makes, and he cannot control it. Is it disruptive to the class? He's in a special class. I'm sure there are other kids that are just as disruptive, but it's a struggle because it's a new school. He's a new student. This is his first year there. So, of course, there's topsy-turvy waters. And you start to act and react in the same way you always do when somebody comes at you or your children, as the mama bear comes out. So we're trying to navigate that now. So the wide open space is be unique to be you. But of course, it has to be within the constraints of society or constraints of the classroom, constraints of the workplace. And it's funny because the people who are uniquely themselves are always the one that are whispered about, like, did you see how weird she is? I'm the one that people say, oh, did you see how weird she is? Did you hear what she said? Oh, my Lord. Right? But that's okay because I'm used to the whispers. And if they're talking about me, then whatever they say comes back to me in abundance. They're putting my name out to the universe, and the universe is hearing and will respond in kind. That's what I like to think about it. I hope this week has been a fantastic week, that Friday goes smoothly well for you, and that the weekend is glorious. We're supposed to have, I think, decent weather. I have to finish my raking. My niece wanted to come down, bring the kids, so they can go jump in a leaf pile, but my leaf pile isn't very big because all the leaves fell and the wind blew, and I don't have as many leaves now. We'll see what happens. I hope you all have a great weekend. Again, if you ever need any help navigating, pushing through, getting on the right path, working with your emotions, holding yourself to whatever standard you want to be, and working towards that, as an intuitive emotional healer, I love to help people move forward in their life. Let me know, drop me a comment, send me a message, DM me, reply to any of my emails. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend, and Monday we'll draw a new card. Meanwhile, be wide open, be your authentic self. Don't hold and strangle to death the old version or the old ideas. Let them go and let your mind expand and see where all of life's endless possibilities are. I am always amazed when somebody goes, hey, why didn't you do XYZ? I never thought of that. I didn't think I could. Oh my Lord, holy buckets. So surround yourself with people who challenge your beliefs, that push you to think a little differently and think that you could do something that you maybe aren't thinking that you could do. Have a great weekend, everyone. I'll talk to you on Monday. Bye for now.